Hello everybody, VG Time back again with another deck profile. And as the thumbnail suggests, we are looking at this promo Gotenks leader. Now this guy right here was released. He has a lot of fanfare behind him. And with the anniversary box, he got some new support. Just to give you guys a heads up, this deck is a little bit more themed out, a little bit more fun. Not necessarily competitive yet. I'm waiting to see what set 11 has for green Gotenks leaders before I put a lot of effort into a hyper competitive build. So let's look at the leader. It has an auto when it swings to, if your hand size is less than your opponent and you're attacking their leader, they have to discard a card. And then when you're at 4 or less life, you get to draw 2 cards and flip them over. On the backside, he becomes Prodigious Strike Super Saiyan Gotenks, and he has 2 autos. The first which is the same as the front side, and the second of which is when this card attacks, draw a card. You get to order the autos in whichever way you want. So if your hand size is less than your opponent's, at the point of swinging, you can get to make them discard a card, and then you get to draw a card if you want to do it in that order. This guy is an aggro leader. Do not get it twisted with the hand discarding and stuff. He is an aggro leader. He is meant to be used in a type of aggro deck that's not heavily seen, which is the kind where you do a lot of heavy comboing on your battle cards early in the game in order to get some type of benefit from it. So let's look at the support. 4 copies of Goku. This guy right here on plays gets your 6-drop green Gotenks, and then as an activate main, you can play green, send it to the drop area, reveal said Gotenks, and then search the pieces in order to make them. The other one drop of choice is this guy right here, Son Goten and Trunks Faultless Youth. You can pay green and crit a life in order to play him. And then he has the activate main where you get to return them to your hand, search the top 5, and get either a green Gotenks or 1 green Unison with a specified cost of 2. We're not playing in Unison in this particular build. 4 copies of Gotenks to Grim Reaper of Justice. This guy is really cool. He has Deflect and Dual Attack. And he also has Union Fusion for 2 colorless, which makes him really cheap. And makes it so that you can make him as early as turn 2. When he comes into play, if your leader card is a Gotenks, green Gotenks, you get to draw 2 cards and pop one of your opponent's battle cards. And they got this 25k monster to deal with. And if they happen to be able to kill him with a skill or KO him, you get to get back from your drop area a Son Goten and Trunks. Now to add on to the Son Goten and Trunks count, we have 4 Unified Spirit Trunks and 4 Unified Spirit Goten. These guys are from the Heroes expansion, and they're pretty cool. Usually you have nothing to do on turn 3, so you could play one of these guys and get one of their on-attack effects. So in the case of the Goten, he searches out of Trunks when he attacks in the top 7. In the case of the Trunks, if you reveal a Goten from your hand, you're able to pop with the opponent's battle card 3 or less. Both of those effects are kind of cool. And then you have an activate main where you get to bounce them back to your hand to be able to use as fodder for a Union Fusion later on. And then we have the oldie but goodie psyched up Gotenks. This guy right here, Union Fusions for 4, and has 25k in double strike and basically the same skills as the new one without the if this card is KO'd effect. So let's smooth that out the way. I made this deck red-green because Gotenks also has a lot of cool red support. And the first card in that support is going to be Mighty Mask the Mysterious Warrior. This guy right here is an engine unto himself. He is able to, if you sack him, to be able to search any Goten and Trunks Youth with 15k power or less. It doesn't care what color it is, so he can search the green ones. But he could also search these guys right here, which are Leap to the Future Trunks and Leap to the Future Goten. Both of these guys are to be used as charged energy, or you could discard one of them as well as another card from your hand in order to search your Gotenks with 25k power or less and add it to your hand. So that basically searches every Gotenks in the deck. I do play one copy of this guy right here, the Prodigy Fusion Super Saiyan Gotenks. He gives you another option on turn 2 to have a dual attacker. And the reason why a dual attacker is important on turn 2 is to be able to help deal with opponents' unisons. So it gives you the option at least. Next up, and sadly this is I just don't happen to have a third copy of this card, but 3 copies of the original Goonie Ghost Attack Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. This guy right here evolves for 4 over any Gotenks, and when he comes into play, he gives you 3 15k Ghost tokens. And then he has a permanent that says that if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, himself as well as the tokens have double strike. So that's pretty hilarious. He's very strong. He is great at knocking down both unisons and life totals. And as I mentioned, he goes with the theme of having an aggro deck where you're comboing heavy. So even if you have more than 4 cards in your hand when you make this guy, on the first token attack, you could be like boom boom, make this guy a 25k double strike, and your opponent has to be able to out combo that, and then they have to deal with every double striker after that. Super combo, we play 4 copies of Nappa Demolition Man. You want to be able to get as many super combos off as possible. Nappa could be used twice, so that's why we play them. And then to take advantage of all that offensive comboing we're doing, we're also playing a little bit of Revival. So we're playing 2 copies of this Gogeta. This guy comes down, pops a 4 or less, and he's a 20k double striker. And then we also have 2 copies of Champa Beerus. He also arrivals for a single red, and he has an auto that when you play this card, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards with a power 20k or less and pop it. And then you get to choose one of your battle cards with an energy cost of 6 or less and give a double strike for the turn. Prime target for that is of course the new green Gotenks. That way it's a 25k double strike dual attack that your opponent has to be able to deal with all the attacks from. Utility, we play 2 copies of Digging Deep. We're playing enough red, so being able to play this guy and be able to efficiently take our life as well as pressure our opponent is also very key. 2 copies of Furthering Destruction Champa. Again, you just need to be able to kill your opponent. And then last but not least, 4 copies of Shocking Death Ball, because you need some form of defense in the deck. So that is the deck profile. Like I said, it's more of a fun deck than, let's say, a hyper serious one. But I do believe if piloted properly, you'll be able to take games off of just about any deck if you really try. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and check out other videos on the channel. This is VG Time, signing out.